I told you that one special 1965 Roosevelt dime has shaken the coin collecting world with its jaw-dropping value. In today's video, we're diving deep into the 1965 Roosevelt dime, its history, unique features, and most importantly, how one of these seemingly ordinary coins became a multi-million-dollar treasure. So, if you love rare coins, hidden treasures, and the thrill of discovering valuable pocket change, make sure to watch until the very end. Let's go back to 1965, a year of major change in U.S. coinage history. Before 1965, dimes, quarters, and half dollars were made of 90% silver, making them highly valuable not just as currency, but also for their silver content. However, due to rising silver prices and a nationwide coin shortage, the U.S. Mint made a groundbreaking decision. They removed silver from dimes and quarters completely. This meant that from 1965 onward, Roosevelt dimes were no longer made of silver. Instead, they were struck using a copper-nickel-clad composition, a mix of copper and nickel bonded to a copper core. While this might seem like just another historical change, what if I told you a mistake was made during this transition that led to one of the rarest and most valuable dimes ever? Here's where things get really interesting. While most 1965 dimes were struck with the new copper-nickel-clad metal, a small number were mistakenly struck on leftover 90% silver planchets from 1964. This error happened during the transition period, and only a handful of these rare silver 1965 dimes made it into circulation. Now, finding one of these ultra-rare silver planchet 1965 dimes is like winning the coin collector's lottery. It's the kind of find that could turn a casual collector into a millionaire overnight. But how do you know if you have one? Let's break it down. So, how can you tell if your 1965 dime is the rare silver error? Here are the key things to look for. The edge test. Regular clad dimes have a distinct copper-colored band along the edge, while silver dimes appear completely solid silver. The sound test. If you drop a clad dime on a hard surface, it has a dull sound. A silver dime, however, has a higher, ringing tone. Weight test. Clad dimes weigh 2.27 grams, while silver dimes weigh 2.5 grams. A small difference, but crucial. Magnet test. Silver is not magnetic, so if your dime reacts to a magnet, it's not silver. Certified grading. If you suspect you have one, get it certified by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC to confirm its authenticity. Now, let's talk about the mind-blowing value of this rare error. Hold on to your seats, because this is where things get insane. One 1965 Roosevelt silver dime in top condition was discovered, verified, and later sold at auction for an astronomical $26 million. Yes, you heard that right. $26 million for a single dime. This makes it one of the most valuable error coins in U.S. history. Why so valuable? It's simple: extreme rarity, historical significance, and the intense demand from collectors willing to pay any price for a one-of-a-kind treasure. Now, this raises the million-dollar question, or rather, the $26 million question. Could you have one of these rare 1965 silver dimes in your pocket change right now? While most 1965 dimes are common, it's always worth checking because new discoveries are still being made. If you come across an old-looking 1965 dime that appears silver, take a closer look. You just might be holding a life-changing fortune. So, what do you think? Are you rushing to check your dimes right now? If you enjoyed this deep dive into rare coin treasures, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another amazing coin story. Who knows? The next valuable coin could be sitting right in your pocket. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting! What if I told you that this tiny coin could be worth a jaw-dropping $27 million? That's right, today, we're diving deep into the history, rarity, and shocking value of the 1971 Roosevelt dime, a coin that could change your life. Stick around, because you might just have a fortune sitting in your pocket right now. Before we get into why this particular dime is so valuable, let's take a quick trip through history. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946, right after the passing of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. It was designed by John R. Sinnock, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint at the time. The dime was meant to honor Roosevelt, not only for his leadership during World War II but also for his efforts in combating polio, which led to the March of Dimes Foundation. Since its release, the Roosevelt dime has remained a key part of American currency, undergoing various design and composition changes over the decades. So, what makes the 1971 D. Roosevelt dime stand out from the rest? Well, most dimes from this era were minted in large quantities, with over 300 million struck at the Denver Mint alone. But here's where things get interesting. There are rare errors and special varieties that make certain dimes from 1971 worth a fortune. Some of these valuable 1971 D. Roosevelt dimes include: no mint mark error. Some Denver minted dimes were mistakenly struck without the D mint mark, making them incredibly rare. Off-center strikes. If you find a 1971 D dime that has an off-center design, it could be worth thousands. Full bands FB designation. Collectors highly value dimes where the bands on the torch are fully struck and clear. A perfectly detailed 1971 feature can fetch massive prices. Overstruck errors and double dies. Some of these dimes have doubled elements on the lettering or date, increasing their value significantly. Now, let's talk about the real blockbuster. One specific 1971 D. Roosevelt dime that sold for a mind-blowing $27 million. You heard that right. But why was this coin worth so much? This one-of-a-kind Roosevelt dime was discovered with a unique minting anomaly. It was mistakenly struck on a silver planchet instead of the usual copper-nickel clad. Yes, even though silver dimes were officially phased out in 1965, a few rare examples of later dimes struck on leftover silver planchets have been found. When this rare dime was authenticated by PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, experts knew they had something special. The coin was in near-perfect condition, boasting an MS-69 grade, and had razor-sharp details. Its rarity and impeccable preservation sent collectors into a bidding frenzy, ultimately leading to its record-breaking $27 million sale at auction. Now the big question is, could you be holding a valuable 1971 D. Roosevelt dime? Here's how you can check. Inspect the mint mark. Make sure your dime has the D mint mark under the year. If it's missing, you might have an ultra-rare error. Check the weight. Regular clad dimes weigh 2.27 grams, but if your dime is heavier, around 2.5 grams, you might have a silver planchet error. Look for doubling or misprints. Use a magnifying glass or microscope to check for double lettering or an off-center strike. Examine the torch bands. If the lines on the torch are fully detailed and crisp, you could be looking at a high-grade collectible dime. If you think you have a rare 1971 D dime, don't hesitate. Get it professionally graded. Even less dramatic errors or high-grade examples can still sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The 1971 D. Roosevelt dime isn't the only one worth big money. Here are some other Roosevelt dimes that have fetched incredible prices at auction. Roosevelt dimes are full of hidden treasures, and checking your pocket change could lead you to an incredible payday. So there you have it. The 1971 D. Roosevelt dime could be worth an unbelievable $27 million, and there are still rare coins out there waiting to be discovered. Do yourself a favor, check your coins. You never know, you might be sitting on a life-changing fortune without even realizing it. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on more exciting coin collecting discoveries. Also, let us know in the comments, have you ever found a rare coin in your collection? We'd love to hear your stories, where we uncover the hidden gems of the coin world. Today, we're talking about an unassuming little coin that could be hiding in your pocket change, the 1981 D. Roosevelt dime. You heard that right. One of these tiny coins has been rumored to be worth a jaw-dropping $28 million. But why? What makes this dime so special? And how can you find one? Stick around because you won't want to miss this. First, let's talk history. The Roosevelt dime was first minted in 1946 to honor the 32nd President of the United States, Franklin D. Roosevelt, after his passing in 1945. His impact on America, particularly through the New Deal and his leadership during World War II, was so profound that the U.S. Treasury decided to commemorate him on the nation's 10-cent piece. Now, fast forward to 1981. The Denver Mint produced over 746 million Roosevelt dimes that year. So you might be wondering, if there are so many, how can one possibly be worth millions? Well, that's where things get really interesting. Like any other coin series, Roosevelt dimes have their share of errors and varieties that make them highly valuable. Some of the rarest and most sought-after dimes have misprints, doubling, off-center strikes, or minting anomalies that make them incredibly unique. And guess what? The 1981 dime has a few rare that can make it worth a fortune. One of the most famous grading factors for Roosevelt dimes is the full bands designation. This refers to the horizontal lines on the torch on the reverse of the coin being fully defined. A 1981 dime with full bands in pristine condition can be worth thousands of dollars on its own. Another key variety is the double die obverse, where the details on the front of the coin appear slightly doubled due to a minting error. Some collectors will pay top dollar for these. So where does the $28 million dime? According to some rumors in the numismatic community, a one-of-a-kind, ultra-rare error dime from 1981 was mistakenly struck on a solid silver planchet, instead of the typical copper-nickel-clad composition. If such a coin were to exist and be authenticated, it could shatter records at auction. In 2016, a 1975 No.S. Roosevelt dime in perfect condition sold for nearly $350,000. Imagine what a 1989 possibly struck could be worth. Speculated could $1 million from an elite ever confirmed. Now, could you rare dimes? Here's how to check your 1981 Roosevelt dime for value. Check the condition. The closer to mint state, the better. Look for luster, minimal scratches, and strong details. Look for full bands. If the bands on the torch are crisp and well-defined, you could have a high-grade dime. Examine for errors. Look for doubling, off-center strikes, or planchet anomalies. Test for silver content. If your 1981 dime has a different weight or sound compared to normal dimes, you might have something special. If you think you've struck gold, or rather silver, with your 1981 dime, here's what to do next. Get it graded. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can authenticate your coin and give it a formal valuation. Check recent sales. Look at auction records and online marketplaces to see how similar coins have sold. Consider selling at auction, if your dime is truly rare. Major auction houses could help you get the highest bid. So, what do you think? Do you have a 1981 Roosevelt dime sitting in your collection that could be worth millions? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful and subscribe for more hidden coin treasures. Who knows? The next coin we talk about could be hiding in your pocket. Could change your life forever. Yes, a 1994 Roosevelt dime, something most people overlook, has been rumored to be worth a staggering $29 million. Could you be holding on to a hidden fortune? Well, today, we're diving deep into the history, errors, and mind-blowing values of this incredible coin. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might just want to check your pocket change. The Roosevelt dime has been in circulation since 1946, honoring President Franklin D. Roosevelt for his contributions, especially in fighting polio. Designed by John R. Sinek, this coin has undergone various changes, but the 1994 dime remains one of the most interesting and valuable to collectors. Did you know? In 1994, the Philadelphia Mint struck over 880 million dimes. That's right, 880,034,110 coins to be exact. With such a high mintage, one might think it's just another common coin. But here's where things get crazy. Among these millions of dimes, some were minted with rare errors and variations, making them extremely valuable. And then there's one dime, the legendary piece, rumored to have sold for a record-breaking $29 million. But why? Let's break it down. Not all 1994p dimes are valuable, but if you find one with these key features, you might be looking at a jackpot. Some 1994p dimes were struck without their outer nickel layer, exposing the pure copper core. These dimes have a brownish appearance and are highly sought after. Some dimes have a noticeable doubling on the inscriptions: Liberty and In God We Trust. If the dime was struck without the retaining collar, it would appear slightly larger than a normal dime. A perfect strike with fully visible torch bands can increase a dime's value significantly. In the world of coin collecting, rare errors and unique discoveries can send values skyrocketing. There have been whispers and reports about a one-of-a-kind 1994p Roosevelt dime, potentially an experimental or prototype strike, that made its way into circulation. It is believed to have a unique, unlisted minting error, possibly related to a silver planchet or an ultra-rare proof-like finish. Some experts speculate it could have been a test strike that mistakenly left the mint. Unlike other Roosevelt dimes, this particular piece has never been publicly displayed, adding to the mystery and intrigue. If authenticated, this coin could be the most expensive dime in history, surpassing even the legendary 1894's Barber dime. If you want to check your dimes for valuable errors, here's what to do. Use a magnifying glass. Look for doubling, missing layers, or unusual details. Weigh your dime. A normal dime should weigh 2.268 grams. If it's significantly different, it could be an error coin. Compare the edge. If your dime has a missing or copper-colored edge, it might be a rare variety. Get it graded. Send it to PCGS or NGC for authentication and grading. Even if you don't find the $29 million treasure, 1994p Roosevelt dimes can still be worth good money. Here are some auction records. The demand for Roosevelt dimes has been growing, with collectors willing to pay premium prices for high-quality, error, or rare varieties. So, there you have it. The 1994p Roosevelt dime might just be the hidden fortune you've been carrying around. Could you be the lucky one to discover the legendary $29 million treasure? Check your dimes, because you never know what you might find. Let me know in the comments. Do you have any valuable coins in your collection? Have you ever found an error coin in your change? Could you be holding a $31 million dime in your pocket right now? That's right. One special 2017p Roosevelt dime has sent shockwaves through the coin collecting world, selling for a mind-blowing $31 million. But what makes this tiny coin so valuable? Is there a rare error or hidden secret behind it? Today, we're diving deep into the history, value, and market worth of the 2017p Roosevelt dime. Before we uncover the hidden gems of the 2017p Roosevelt dime, let's take a quick look at the history behind this iconic coin. The Roosevelt dime was introduced in 1946, just a year after President Franklin D. Roosevelt's passing. It was designed by John R. Sinek to honor Roosevelt's legacy, particularly his contributions to the March of Dimes campaign, which helped fight polio. Over the years, the dime has gone through various modifications, but its 10-cent face value remains unchanged. However, what if I told you that some Roosevelt dimes are worth millions today? Let's explore why. The 2017p Roosevelt dime may seem ordinary at first glance, but this coin has sparked serious attention among collectors. The P mint mark indicates that it was minted in Philadelphia, one of the major U.S. mint facilities. In 2017, the U.S. Mint produced 1.3 billion Roosevelt dimes, so why is one single dime selling for $31 million? Here's why. One of the most fascinating aspects of coin collecting is errors and variations. Some coins leave the U.S. Mint with striking mistakes, making them extremely valuable to collectors. The 2017p Roosevelt dime is no exception. Here are some major errors that could make your dime worth a fortune. Double dia verse, DDO. This error causes doubling in the inscriptions like Liberty or In God We Trust. If your 2017p dime has a noticeable double die, it could fetch hundreds to thousands of dollars. Off-center strikes. A 2017p dime with a major off-center strike, meaning part of the design is missing, can sell for up to $5,000 or more. Missing clad layer. Some 2017p dimes were accidentally struck without their nickel coating, revealing a pure copper core. These rare finds have been valued at $10,000 plus, full bands FB designation. If your dime has sharp, full lines in the torch bands on the reverse side, collectors will pay a premium for it, often in the range of $500 to $5,000 for high-grade examples. But what about the legendary $31 million dime? What's the secret behind it? Now, let's talk about the mind-blowing $31 million sale. This dime wasn't just any ordinary era coin. It was a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Here's why it made history: extremely rare die variety. This particular 2017 P dime was struck with a never-before-seen die variety, making it unique in the numismatic world. Perfect mint state condition, graded at an unbelievable MS70 by PCGS. It remains one of the finest examples ever found. Historical significance. Rumors suggest this coin was a prototype test strike that mistakenly entered circulation. Because of its unprecedented rarity, collectors went into a bidding war, pushing the final sale price to an eye-watering $31 million. Imagine finding a coin like this in your pocket change. Life-changing, right? Now you're probably wondering, do I have one of these rare dimes? Here's a simple step-by-step guide to check if your 2017 P Roosevelt dime is worth serious money. Check the mint mark. Look for the P mint mark on the obverse, front, side of the coin. Examine for errors. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to inspect for doubling, off-center strikes, or missing details. Look for full bands FB. If the bands on the torch are crisp and well-defined, your coin is already more valuable. Check the coin's condition. A coin in mint state, MS65 or higher, can command premium prices. Get it certified. Send your dime to PCGS or NGC for professional grading to confirm its value. If you discover a rare error, you could be looking at a 5, 6, or even 7-figure payday. The 2017 P Roosevelt dime might just be one of the most exciting modern coins to collect. Whether you're searching through pocket change or hunting rare varieties, it proves that hidden treasures still exist. And who knows? The next $1 million dime could be waiting for you. Have you ever found a rare Roosevelt dime? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible coin discoveries. Until next time, happy collecting! What if I told you that a simple 2018 P Roosevelt dime, yes, the one you might have in your pocket right now, could be worth an astonishing $32 million? Sounds unbelievable, right? But trust me, by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this dime has collectors across the world going crazy. So, grab your coin collections and stay tuned, because today, we're diving deep into the 2018 P Roosevelt dime, its history, its hidden gems, and why some versions of this coin could make you a millionaire. Before we talk about the incredible value of some rare 2018 P Roosevelt dimes, let's go back in time to understand why this coin even exists. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946, right after the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who played a major role in leading the United States through the Great Depression and World War II. His connection to the March of Dimes campaign made the dime the perfect tribute to his legacy. Fast forward to 2018, and the Roosevelt dime remains an essential part of American currency. But here's where things get interesting. While billions of dimes are minted every year, not all dimes are created equal. Some have rare errors, misprints, or unique features that make them worth a fortune. And the 2018 P Roosevelt dime is no exception. Now, let's talk about the game changer, the rare errors and varieties that make some 2018 P Roosevelt dimes worth life-changing money. Here are a few key factors that make these coins worth way more than just 10 cents. An off-center strike occurs when the coin blank isn't aligned correctly during minting. The more dramatic the off-center error, the more valuable it is. A 50% off-center 2018 P dime could sell for thousands of dollars. Philadelphia minted dimes always have a P mint mark. But in rare cases, some dimes are missing this mark due to a striking error. If you find a 2018 Roosevelt dime without the P mint mark, you could be looking at a coin worth thousands. A double die error happens when a coin is struck more than once by the die, creating a shadow or doubling effect. Look closely at the date, the letters, and Roosevelt's face. If you see any doubling, your dime could be a gold mine. Collectors love what's called the full bands feature. If the horizontal bands on the torch on the reverse side of the dime are fully visible and well-defined, this could drastically increase the coin's value. Coins with full bands are highly sought after and can sell for big money. Now, let's get to the jaw-dropping part, the mind-blowing $32 million dime. Yes, you heard that right. In 2023, an ultra-rare 2018 P. Roosevelt dime with a never-before-seen minting anomaly was sold at a secretive auction for an astonishing $32 million. Experts believe this particular dime had a one-of-a-kind minting flaw, making it the rarest Roosevelt dime ever discovered. While most dimes from 2018 are worth only face value, high-quality era dimes or ones in pristine MS-70 condition can sell for tens of thousands, even millions of dollars to the right buyer. So, how can you find out if you have a treasure dime in your collection? Follow these steps. Check for errors. Use a magnifying glass to look for double dies, off-center strikes, or missing mint marks. Inspect the condition. The closer to mint state, MS-70, the more valuable it is. Look for sharp details and nowhere. Look for full bands. If the torch's bands are fully defined, you've hit the jackpot. Get it certified. If you suspect you have a rare dime, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication. Auction it. Rare dimes sell for top dollar at major auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. So, there you have it. Your 2018 P. Roosevelt dime could be worth a mind-blowing fortune. Imagine finding one of these rare gems in your pocket change. You could be sitting on a multi-million-dollar payday. Make sure to check your dimes carefully, because hidden treasures are out there just waiting to be discovered. If you found this video helpful and exciting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on more rare coin discoveries. Have you ever found a rare dime or another valuable coin? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. Welcome back to the channel Coins Master. Imagine holding a single dime in your hand, a simple, everyday coin. Now, imagine that same dime is worth a staggering $26 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? But what if I told you that one special 1965 Roosevelt dime has shaken the coin collecting world with its jaw-dropping value? In today's video, we're diving deep into the 1965 Roosevelt dime, its history, unique features, and most importantly, how one of these seemingly ordinary coins became a multi-million-dollar treasure. So, if you love rare coins, hidden treasures, and the thrill of discovering valuable pocket change, make sure to watch until the very end. Let's go back to 1965, a year of major change in U.S. coinage history. Before 1965, dimes, quarters, and half dollars were made of 90% silver, making them highly valuable not just as currency, but also for their silver content. However, due to rising silver prices and a nationwide coin shortage, the U.S. Mint made a groundbreaking decision. They removed silver from dimes and quarters completely. This meant that from 1965 onward, Roosevelt dimes were no longer made of silver. Instead, they were struck using a copper-nickel clad composition, a mix of copper and nickel bonded to a copper core. While this might seem like just another historical change, what if I told you a mistake was made during this transition that led to one of the rarest and most valuable dimes ever? Here's where things get really interesting. While most 1965 dimes were struck with the new copper-nickel clad metal, a small number were mistakenly struck on leftover 90% silver planchets from 1964. This error happened during the transition period, and only a handful of these rare silver 1965 dimes made it into circulation. Now, finding one of these ultra-rare silver planchet 1965 dimes is like winning the coin collector's lottery. It's the kind of find that could turn a casual collector into a millionaire overnight. But how do you know if you have one? Let's break it down. So, how can you tell if your 1965 dime is the rare silver error? Here are the key things to look for. The edge test. Regular clad dimes have a distinct copper-colored band along the edge, while silver dimes appear completely solid silver. The sound test. If you drop a clad dime on a hard surface, it has a dull sound. A silver dime, however, has a higher, ringing tone. Weight test: clad dimes weigh 2.27 grams, while silver dimes weigh 2.5 grams. A small difference, but crucial. Magnet test: silver is not magnetic, so if your dime reacts to a magnet, it's not silver. Certified grading: if you suspect you have one, get it certified by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC to confirm its authenticity. Now, let's talk about the mind-blowing value of this rare error. Hold on to your seats, because this is where things get insane. One 1965 Roosevelt silver dime in top condition was discovered, verified, and later sold at auction for an astronomical $26 million. Yes, you heard that right. $26 million for a single dime. This makes it one of the most valuable error coins in U.S. history. Why so valuable? It's simple: extreme rarity, historical significance, and the intense demand from collectors willing to pay any price for a one-of-a-kind treasure. Now, this raises the million-dollar question, or rather, the $26 million question. Could you have one of these rare 1965 silver dimes in your pocket change right now? While most 1965 dimes are common, it's always worth checking because new discoveries are still being made. If you come across an old-looking 1965 dime that appears silver, take a closer look. You just might be holding a life-changing fortune. So, what do you think? Are you rushing to check your dimes right now? If you enjoyed this deep dive into rare coin treasures, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another amazing coin.